some integration.
Yeah.
And
then
clicking on it to get it.
When you, so for instance, we talked about the search report, it's going to appear as if where they're on their website. They're not going to know that it's GovSense behind that running or anything. So it appears as if it'll be your website there.
So they can click on it to go to whatever.
Right. Right.
This is an exciting page.
It's Christmas.
The funny thing is,
Christmas miracle.
I love organizations like this that have not had an updated software for a number of years because it's almost like cleaning a dirty car, right? It just feels so great to have something so up to date. You're really going to notice a huge difference to the way you operate.
Are there any other questions or comments from council on this item? Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Next is item 13 is a motion to approve and submit to the Michigan Department of Treasury the corrective action plan to the General Government Employees Retirement System in accordance with Public Act 202 of 2017. Mr. Kutcher.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Okay, so the next three items are related to Public Act 202,
Right.
Which is the legacy costs. So the city was notified back in July that the two pension funds for police and fire and general pension and as well as OPEB were underfunded in accordance with that Public Act. So we have to file a corrective action plan. And in my opinion, the next two items are fairly easy submissions. The general pension plan, as long as the city stays within its annual required contributions, then we're just, as long as we stay within our annual contributions, we'll be at 60% funded by I think it was like 2030 I have down here, which is just over 10 years from now. So we believe that's a reasonable time. Now, how the state defines a reasonable time is on a case-by-case basis, but I believe that the state would accept this corrective action plan from what I've seen submitted already. So this, and again, all these corrective plans have to have approval by council before we submit them. So they're here for your consideration. So I'll entertain any questions on the general plan right now. If everybody has any.
Councilman Missouri?
What would your expectation be in terms of hearing back? We submitted Wednesday. What's going to happen after that?
So all plans are approved by the Stabilization Board, Michigan State MSB, and they meet once a month. Their next meeting is actually Wednesday of this week. I don't perceive this being on their agenda, so I would assume that in the middle of January, when they have their January meeting, it will be on their agenda to approve. So we should know by the end of January with these plans that have been approved.
Okay. And we're speaking to all three, 13, 14, and 15. Is there any questions from council on any of these items?
Mr. Chairman, real quick on 14, the surplus flyer. That one's even easier because with the audit, with the new evaluation report that we received, we're actually above 60% funded right now. So that is the easiest station for sure.
Councilman?
Both pension boards have signed off on this. Is that a requirement? Are they aware of it? Do they know what we're doing?
Through Chair, just right, PA 202 is the city's responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the pension board. So
they're aware of this, or?
Yes. I know we've had discussion at both boards. Jason sits on both. I sit on the general. We have had discussions about the deadline and that our plan is due. So.
Yeah, and I can say that they are aware that we had discussions at the board meetings about it, but they also understand that it's the city's requirement.
It's just that they make assumptions about contributions and things, and I would assume that it's been discussed. I didn't know if they had to vote on it or approve it, so thank you.
Any other questions on these items?
On 13, on the OPEB 15,
Okay.
could you walk through that a little bit in terms of any changes and movements to that liability, and if there's more money going in, where it comes from?
Yes. Again, if I may, I'll talk to the funding side, and I can turn over to you to talk about the plan design changes. But like these plans are, we have to talk about, okay, what has the city done prior to kind of address the issues. And I think attachment 1A labels and itemizes what the city has done in the past. And what that does is, when you look at our current audit reports that will come in next meeting, that are OPEB liability went from $333 million down to about $294 million. So that says a lot from those actions that have been taking place, that we saved about just over $40 million in our OPEB liability. So those are all great things to put on the corrective action plan, what the city has done to try to address those items. Regards to the funding level, what we did with this corrective action plan is we kind of mirrored, like what Westland presented, but the fact is this, is that you have to have a qualified trust, just like your pension plan, you have to have a qualified trust established. Well, we don't have one right now for OPEB. So first and foremost, by the end of this fiscal year, we plan on opening a qualified trust. And then part of the initial funding is we're going to fund $3 million of that OPEB liability right off the bat. And where's that $3 million coming from? The plan is to come from the sewer fund, which has a little bit of reserve there. And, they, according to the audit report, their retro amount is about $4 million some change. So it's the plan to front load $3 million from the sewer fund, and then for the next 20 years, I believe, some change, the city's going to contribute an additional, I believe it's $250,000 in addition to the pay-as-you-go amount. So not a large investment over the pay-as-you-go amount, which is we're doing now with pay-as-you-go because we're only paying what the retirees actually take out. And then in 2040 is where we start putting some significant amounts into the trust, and to the tune of about $7 million more than the pay-as-you-go. And where that comes from is our pension plans. According to, because our general pension plan is a closed plan, and in our police and fire plan, it's not closed, but the liability significantly reduces in that year. We'll have $7 million extra because right now we pay about $10 million annually for our pension plans, for both general and police and fire. So in 2040, once those plans are 100% funded and there's no more required contributions according to our actuary at that time, we're going to reallocate those funds and start funding the OPEB fund at $7 million above and beyond our pay-as-you-go. So that's the funding plan as how we want to work it, and we know one of our cities submitted something similar to that. So we're kind of mirroring at that. We think it's a reasonable plan, and if the state accepts it, they accept it. But we think it's a reasonable plan at this point. Okay.
Councilor Johnson?
The $3 million up front from the sewer fund, what do we have in the sewer fund?
To be honest with you, Councilman, we talked about that with the audit. I don't have those figures in front of me. But some reserve were built up to help out with the do-what transition as well. So, but I don't have an exact figure on me right here. So.
Councilor Ramick?
Approximately how many personnel in police and fire do we still have that are eligible for the final average counts for retirement purposes? That will retire with pay?
Active employees that are eligible for it?
Yeah, that will be eligible when they retire to get all the bigger benefits as far as the final average comp, as far as their payoffs and then their final retirement.
So you're talking anyone who was hired before 2011?
Yeah.
Exactly as a count, I want to say 30.
Councilman, I thought we were talking today, and I thought we counted 23, and I'm happy to get you an answer on that.
That would still be eligible for the final average comp payoffs to be totaled in with for their retirement purposes.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a different tier with the younger officers.
But I'm saying with the older guys that are left eligible for that.
I believe it's 23, but I thought that get you an answer.
Sure. Thank you. Because what I'm wondering is, what kind of effect will that have with those bigger retirements? Will they have any big retirement?
If I may, sorry,
Yeah.
if I may, but that's kind of part of the 2040 where you see that large reduction in our annual contribution is probably because some of those amounts are being reduced year through, I won't say attrition, but that's 30 years from now.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Okay.
how liability goes down.
Yeah, I was just wondering how many of those would still be eligible for the bigger pensions still added to the.
The actuarial assumptions would account for that. So they're going to retire at an average age. They're going to have, that's all built into these numbers. So it obviously could change, but all those guys are already accounted for in these numbers.
Okay.
The thing that's interesting to me is, we were at, what was the number, 330, which put us at the worst city in the state, right? We're going to make all these changes. We're going to pick up $40 million. If we do all this, which is a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of things got to happen right, I think this said by 2047, will have 40% of it covered, is that correct?
That is correct.
A lot of time and a lot of money just to get to 40%.
That is also.
So, you know, when we're talking about contracts and we're looking at, you know, what we're agreeing to going forward, understand that 330 made us the worst. 40 million is a lot of progress, but 2047, we still only have 40% of our liability covered. So it's a big number that we need to keep, you know, chewing away at before it becomes reasonable.
Yeah, if I may, Mr. Chairman, just build up that real quick. There is plan design change there in this as well that Sheila will talk to. Just, I mean, there's really no coverage changes to be occurring. We just kind of maybe some other design changes in regards to carriers that she'll talk to. But just to implement those, we take our liability from 293 million down to 239 million. So just doing what she proposes or what HR proposes is going to save us there too as well. So
Does it get us out of the top 5?
that,
Bottom 5, depending on which way you want to look at it.
I won't be able to tell you until they publish numbers on the state website on that. But yeah, I mean, you're also right, I mean, it's still a lot of heavy lifting just to get to 40%.
Councilman Ram, just to answer your question, it is about 30 between the
It is.
patrol